back throwing blocky chairs at BattleBlock Theater. It's developed by the Behemoth, the same folks who brought you Castle Crashers, another fun multiplayer beat 'em up. This is a custom engine, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
No, yeah,
we don't really know.
Some derivative of Monogame or FNA, something like that. You can pick it up for $14.99 with stinky euros or space bucks or whatever denomination of currency you have, because there's no regional pricing. And what is it? Just what you have nowhere to go but up on stage. Play single player or co-op to free your friends and save Hatty Hattington. Jump and battle and solve your way through a mysterious theater inhabited by highly technological felines. And that's basically what it is, a string of short platforming levels that involves some puzzle solving and just general platforming, what have you. Of course, like every game that crosses our path, it faces the chairquisition.
Dun dun.
Dun dun. One chair means that it's shit, 2 chairs means that it's meh, 3 chairs means it's pretty good, and 4 chairs means shut up, take my money, I just farted. That's how excited I am about this game. We also have our categories of doom, and I can't stop farting. It just doesn't end. Mixed with the working, shiny, and sounds. Control and fun. Are you done? Okay, I think I'm done. So then, mixed with the working for BattleBlock Theater. How did it run for you?
His anus gently weeping. We gave this a run on our minimum test box, Ubuntu, 1404, 64-bit LTS, dual 770 powered octo-core, the minimum that you'd want to run a game on, of business. And I got a report. Not a single mothering issue in the whole deal. I mean, this is how we started out way back when we got our first round of like Steam games on Linux with no issues. But that's kind of fallen apart with some of the shovelware shit that we've been dealing with as of late. This...
What, you don't like broken point-and-click adventure games?
No. This is old school, man. 4 chairs right in its face, Oregon. J-Man.
Well, and I started it up on the Steam box running the A10 5800K APU. The menu screen was a little slow at first, which gave me a little bit of concern, but once I actually started playing the game, it was running at a very good frame rate. No issues whatsoever. That's my low-end system, so if it passes on that, it'll definitely pass on the 670 superclock powered this box of right next to my right foot. So 4 chairs.
Well, technically, I'm the lowest 10 on this crew with the calculator, with an i3 370M and a 5650 HD ATI. It is still back from ATI days. Mobility Radeon HD. And it worked, no problems, with the open source drivers. 4 chairs.
All right, so that's 4 chairs for Mixed with Working. Shiny and sounds. Ven, what did you think?
Let's take a look at them. They're a bit shiny, a bit soundy. When I talk about sound, something you're probably going to disagree with me later on, J-Man, is I thought the narration, I kind of wanted the story, but I felt it was just a bit overdone. Kind of like a lot of my bad voice acting. The art style, holy fuck all did I dig it. What was that other game, the fighting in the theater that we played?
Oh, Foul Play.
Foul Play.
Foul Play, yeah.
And and I was like, I kind of dig that. Ran super smooth, no issues with it. Bob's your uncle and all that business. Liked it. Dug it. It did what it was supposed to do. Moved. It didn't have a whole lot of EC issues. But with that narration, I mean, regular sounds are fine. I mean, they sound like soundtracks, not slightly above subpar. I mean, it's not going to blow you away. It's nothing you want the DLC soundtrack. I'm sure that's not even a thing. And the only thing I can ding it on is I like the story, but some of the narration, which is this one dude, and it's like, all right, it's a bit over-exaggerated. But I'm going to give it 3 chairs because I think it's a solid product.
Yeah, I really like the art style. It's very simple, very out of the way. It illustrates what the game's trying to do. It's generic enough. Yeah, no, the art style is perfect. I'm going to disagree with Ben. The narrator, if you don't know who he is, he's on YouTube. You can find him on stamper.tv, and that dude's hilarious.
Yep.
And like everything this guy says in this game is fucking comedy gold, in my opinion. The intro, the first time I saw the intro while I was watching a Let's Play of this, I just lost my shit. And it still got a couple good chuckles out of me when I was actually playing through the game. Yeah, the soundtrack is pretty good, albeit a little unremarkable, but just the sheer character from the narration, plus the very good art style, I'd say that's deserving of a 4-chair.
Yep. Pretty much everything that Jordan said. The narration was spot on. The intro, it hooked me. It got me hooked right then and there. The music wasn't... I could hear something in the back, but I wasn't really paying attention. I was too busy trying to dodge the cats. But it is... The art style, for what it is, it fits stupidly well. And you pair it with the narration, and you've got an awesome looking and sounding game. So 4 chairs for me.
All right, so that's 3 chairs for Shiny and Sounds. Controls, Ben. I know this is going to be a long section.
Right. This will take billions of years. Not really. Tried it with Xclone. Because it's, one thing I don't like is, like, we highly recommend using a controller, and they show this. I think there is a certain ding of irony that one of the best supported controllers under Linux is the Xbox controller.
Well, it's like one of the best quality of VoIP programs under Linux is Skype, a Microsoft product.
Right, and fuck off,
Yeah.
that's why. No issues with it. Didn't even bother trying to remap everything because I thought everything was mapped logically. I have all my digits. No issues. I mean, controller was supposed to. Even in, the bullshit double jump, you gotta fuck around and do that. Everything was responsive. No issues. Going to give that the 4 chairs. What did you throw in it?
I threw just regular Xbox controller because I was this guy here, the Hori controller, was in the other room, so I had a Xbox controller kicking around in the den. Yeah, no, like Ben said, everything, like the layout is sane. It's everything basically does what you expect it to do. There are no surprises. The controls are very responsive. I didn't have any issues with them, and yeah, it worked right out of the box. So 4 chairs.
Ooh, yeah. So,
Moon controller time.
Yeah. The PS2 DualShock controller worked out of the box with a sensible layout because for once I didn't actually have to use the R trigger and bumpers. So, I mean, you can still use it, but it's not necessary to beat the levels. So for me, and I smell SDL2 here, 4 chairs.
All right, so that's 4 chairs for control. And our final category, Foon. Then, did you have N?
Oh, watch a bit more of this trailer. I'm talking about this. Let's talk about single player, because that's where I spent the majority of my time. It's not bad, but it can get a bit repetitive. I mean, it is genuinely a little bit of story followed by, all right, you got to play these 6 levels before you get to advance. There's a shop mechanic where you can buy things. You can go free your friends. Fuck all reason why I'd want to do that. I'm like, fuck you, more shit for me. You can collect yawn bowls and do that to get new weapons like a frog. And I'm like, yay, I have a frog. That's useless.
Or a leaf blower.
I know. Then you have your shield. I was like 40 minutes into the game and I was like, oh, that button to shield. Oh, I walk up to it. Will you be my friend? No. Boom. Fuck you. Which I never understood why that shield's there in the first place. I never used it. And I advanced pretty far through this game without much issue. I think genuinely in my dark, black, non-existent heart, this is perfectly suited for getting pissed with your mates and doing, local co-op. There's an online mechanic, which is like, that's brilliant, but, set it up. That's, I think, is what would really shine. Unfortunately, around here trying to get. He's like, hey, do you want to come over and play this game? And he's like, oh, do you want to go drink? And I was like, yeah, drink. Let's go drink. Fuck this game. That didn't happen. So I'm going to give it 3 chairs. Still solid. Only digging it 1 because the Forever Alone single-player version is kind of generic. And you got to factor in that price organ on this master.
Yeah, I actually picked this up when it was on sale during the summer sale, and it gets pretty cheap. It was like $3 or something like that. Yeah, I only played the single player. Normally I can rope roommate into playing multiplayer games with me, but he's out of town this week, so I had none of that either. But yeah, no, the single player is still pretty good for what it is. I like the difficulty curve on the game where it sort of it's very steady. Like nothing is there's no like completely random left turns. Everything is very methodical, so you actually do get better at the game as you progress.
It does have a Steam Workshop, so you can always.
It does have a Steam Workshop if you want to get new heads and new items and whatnot. Actually, freeing your friends basically just gives you like more characters that you can play as. That's the long and short of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game really would shine in multiplayer, and I've seen multiplayer Let's Plays of this, and it looks like good fun, where you can just sort of punk your friends and be dicks to them, and ultimately work together to get the crystals and whatnot. This is a fun game. There's no getting around that, so I'm gonna give it 3 chairs. That's what it deserves.
Yeah, it does shine in multiplayer. It's the online version. I tried joining some random games I could find. It gets a bit laggy when you're playing with people like from other continents, but it's nothing too bad, and it is to be expected somewhat. The single player, it works for what it is. There's really nothing new I can say other than what Ven and Jordan already did. And again, like Ven said, you get a group of people together and throw a party, get some booze into them, and this would be an awesome party game. It's fun. But yeah, the single player, while it works, it could be a bit better. They could improve that a bit. So for me, it gets 3 chairs.
3 chairs, and if we tally all this nonsense up and average it, we end up with a 3-chair game. And what does that mean on our chair acquisition ranking? It means it's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. I mean,
check it out. Check it out. Check it
out.
So, final thoughts, gentlemen.
Well, I guess at the end of the day, pick this up when it's on sale. I mean,
yeah,
14
definitely.
wet sneaky caches is a bit much, especially if you think you're going to end up playing it in Forever Alone mode, and it's still a bit pricey on that off chance, not off chance, but you get everybody together, and they're drunk enough to want to play something like this, but not completely pissed to the point where they can't. J-Man.
Yeah, no, this is a fun game. If you buy this game, you will not be disappointed. I would actually highly recommend it. Just wait for it to go on sale, because $15 is a bit steep. But it's a lot of content too. They give you a good amount of game for your money. So I wouldn't feel too bad paying $15 for it. It's just it's borderline at that point. So I'd say wait until it goes on sale. So otherwise, very enjoyable game. I liked it.
You do get the level editor, and you can share your levels and have other people play it. So that is a factor. If you're one of those people that likes making everyone else's life slightly harder in a video game, get onto that level editor. There are some good levels custom made by users, but they could use some work. And like
that's most user generated content.
Yeah,
there's the good stuff, and
yeah, even 50% off is like $7.50. Get it. It's worth it.